Yo, Andrew.
Yo, Dave.
Do you notice something?
No. No muggos?
Man, what a difference a day makes.
You're telling me, man.
Here we are, recording. Andrew's here, Janksta Andrew's here, Dave's here. Where is Muggos? Where is the man, the myth, the legend? There's two people in Jankytown. I'm one of them. Where's the other one? Do you have any idea? Do you know where he's at, Andrew?
You know, I'm going to guess that he's out. He's probably hitting up the mountain somewhere. I know he's been wanting to go snowboarding.
Actually, it sucks because, and this is where I feel bad, Andrew, because here you are being a top tier Janksta. You get selected to co-host the podcast, which you are actually going to do because now you're officially going to be a co-host for today. And you expect Muggs and I to be here co-hosting with you. And then the damn job gets in the way. First, I was late to the recording because my job was a little bit a ways today. And then I'm talking to Muggs. I'm here. I'm like, hey, man, here's the situation. We're going to meet up at this time. We're going to record, and we're going to get right into it. We're going to go because I know you're on a time crunch, and I'm on a time crunch to get home. So we're going to get it done. We're going to talk to Andrew, and then we'll finish the episode without you. He's like, yeah, because he's at work, and Papa Roach is coming to the studio. And I said, we're going to lose you to fucking Papa Roach. And he's like, yeah, man, I could only do some time. But then this fucker's not even here for the first half hour of it, which I was hoping we could at least do a get to know Andrew segment. I thought we would have Muggs here, but no Muggs, just me, just you. So Andrew, you and I are going to have a good time chatting, man. So here we go.
Awesome. Looking forward to it, Dave.
Yes, Andrew, thanks again for being a top-tier Janksta. And you got a fly on your head. And if you want to sign up to be a top-tier Janksta, you can do it anytime you want. $2 starts it off. Easy peasy. Thank you for the support. If not, $5. You get you get some stuff. You get the ad-free podcast. Plus, you get bonus stuff when we ever get to it. But if you're the 25 tier, the top tier, 25, you got a fly on your head. You get a co-host, and that's why I like to introduce Janksta Andrew. Andrew, tell me a little bit about yourself, man.
Thanks for the warm intro there, Dave. It wouldn't be Jankytown if we didn't have some sort of craziness to start. So
yeah, that's us.
Super appreciate you guys having me on, and super honored to be here.
Excuse me, you guy. Just me, man.
Just me. You Yeah, I mean, a little bit about me. I'm born and raised originally in Huntington Beach in Orange County and grew up listening to K-Rock, went to college at USC, and have really been up in the LA area ever since. Really started listening to K-Rock daily in the morning when I started commuting to work every day after graduating college, and really kind of got my first time real job and started to really get into the morning show.
So you went to USC.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? What years did you go, by the way? Because
2000.
All I know from USC is football, right? Football and baseball. That's all I know from USC. So during your time, did you go during the good times of USC or the bad times of USC?
It was some of the good times.
Was Pete Carroll still the coach?
Yep, I was there 2005 to 2009, and I remember going to my first home game and not really knowing, walking out of the dorms, not knowing what a tail-like experience was going to be like. And
yeah.
Just walking out and seeing the whole campus packed and a sea of red, and that was cool. And then I remember we beat Arkansas 70-13, and I was like, okay, this is what football is like.
This is football.
And so that was the Reggie Bush year when he won the Heisman.
Oh, nice.
So
before he had to give it back, that just sucks.
Yeah.
Which is dumb. Any fun, like crazy USC stories that you got? And do you ever go back right now? Like, have you seen what it is now?
I've had season tickets for football for, I took a couple years off after graduating, but for probably the last 8 years, I've had season tickets. So it's a good opportunity to get together with a bunch of friends that we went to school together and just don't get to hang out as much. And that's an opportunity for us all to get together, have a good tailgate, have a few brews, and hopefully watch a good game. But team's
Yeah.
been pretty bad the last couple of years. We're expecting a good year this year with the new coach.
Well, it's funny with USC. It's always, oh, they're gonna have a good year, and then you're like, oh, okay, they show a little promise, and then they play Stanford, and then every year it's like, oh, they beat a good team, and then goodbye. Did you pledge any frats or anything, or
No, I was not a frat guy. I was in the accounting honors fraternity, and so that was probably the most lame,
wait? Well, hold on.
Greek, thing you could possibly be
Accounting?
in.
Did you say accounting honors society?
Fraternity. Yeah,
Fraternity.
yeah. It was more of kind of a honors type fraternity to try to, help position you for a job after college. It wasn't really a true frat or anything like that.
Is it like in Revenge of the Nerds, where the nerds do the trilams and then they help them get jobs and stuff later? Like, is it like that? Or is it like, what's the other one? Is it like Stomp the Yard, where he has to like pledge the fraternity because that's what gets all the jobs? They hook you up.
I don't think I've seen any of those, so I couldn't tell you. No,
You've never
I
seen
couldn't
Revenge
tell
of the
ya.
Nerds nor Stomp the
No.
Yard?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, you gotta watch these movies. They're good. Good college experiences. Come on. The was it the accounting fraternity? No crazy
Yep.
stories. No. Did you have to like pledge in robes, or did you have a calculator and you had
No.
to like spell boobies and with the calculator and flip it upside down
No.
and like, all right, whoever's the fastest at doing it? Or was it
No.
just like, I want to be in it, and they're like, okay, come on in.
Yeah, it was basically you want to be in it and you had to have a good enough GPA, and it was pretty lame. It was good. I made a lot of good friends through it, but it wasn't the quintessential college experience fraternity that you're thinking of.
Especially at USC.
Yeah. Yeah.
So essentially, Andrew was a nerd.
Yeah, you could say that.
But nerds, like, don't the nerds get to college and be like, yo, we're gonna wild out. Let's go crazy.
Well, you definitely have a little bit of that for sure.
Yeah.
You definitely do.
So now I know a lot of people go to college and they study this. They study their ass off. Like I quit college fast because then I started working with K Rock. But they study their ass off. They get their degrees. They get their masters, and then womp womp womp. They do something completely different. Did you at least get into accounting and
Yeah.
is that your gig now?
Yeah, so I majored in finance and accounting. I'm a licensed CPA. Was working for a CPA accountancy firm for 10 years, and then kind of during the pandemic wanted to do a little bit of a shift, but still kind of adjacent, and so pivoted over to a investment management company and been there the last 2 years.
What happens in the investment management company? You're just using people's money, like you just seen all this cash come in and then you invest it in things that you guys think would be good for it? Or is it like a kind of like a
Yeah.
Fidelity or those type
Well,
of
it's
companies? I don't know
it's
too many because I don't have very much money, so I don't play with.
well, it's more of a investment vehicles for sovereign wealth funds, for pension funds, endowments, things like that. And so it's very large contributions that people are dedicating $15 million plus. So it's not individuals that come to us.
Oh, interesting. You deal with
Yeah,
like companies and like you said, dowries and like
exactly.
nice. Do you ever put in that little virus that steals one penny or a fraction of a penny at a time, like over the next year in Office Space? Like,
I
is
love
it,
the movie Office Space, but
yeah.
no, we do not do any of that kind of stuff.
Why not? Come on, man. Like, who's gonna miss a
Well,
couple of thousand penny at a time?
I know, I know.
It's funny. It just reminds me of there's anytime someone tells me about their job, I always think about a way that they could get fired or like go to jail. Now, I want to ask, normally I ask Muggs, how was your week? His week must be really busy because obviously he's not here. But Andrew, how was your week, man?
Last week one was great. Last Friday, I got to go to a new dim sum place for dinner. I know normally that's more of a brunch type thing, but my wife wanted to go check it out. So we got together with some friends. It's called Iron Teapot in Culver City.
All right.
They're not paying me to give them a plug, but it was a real good spot, and they serve alcohol there. So it was a fun Friday night. We got to check that new place out.
What dim sum place doesn't serve alcohol?
Well, I don't know. I typically go there for, during the middle of the day, so we're not usually drinking. But Dave, I'm sure you typically find yourself doing that, right?
Day drinking? Not really, man. I don't like
Yeah.
day drinking because it really just I don't like being drunk in the heat or like during the day.
Yeah.
So I try not to get drunk in the day. I wait till it's kind of like a rule. Like, all right, at sundown, then I'll start drinking. So yeah, you're right. Like during dim sum for like breakfast or brunch or whatever, nah, it's not like that. But come nighttime, yeah, let's get that sake out or wine or whatever they're serving or beer stuff. That's
Yeah.
what's good. But it sounded like you had a little better week than I have because do you own any pets?
No, no, I do not.
Yeah, well, I unfortunately have two of the cutest pets in the world, but they are very high maintenance. Rhonda, special food because her tummy can't handle regular food. Now I have my cat Roger, who I've talked about in the past, is the cutest cat in the world, but he's also the dumbest cat in the world. Now, this fucking cat, we have neighborhood cats, and they walk by our driveway, and Roger looks out and sees them. Apparently, and I didn't know this until last week when I sat at the vet with him, cats can stress themselves out. They stress themselves out so much that this motherfucker is pissing blood.
Jeez.
Blood, Andrew. Blood. That's what's happening at my house right now. I have to
Oh, no.
follow this cat, make sure he's not peeing blood everywhere. Anytime he does, I gotta clean it up. So that was my whole week, dude. Just walking around, wiping everywhere because this asshole's stressing himself out. And 2 vet visits later, here I am with a bill, still cleaning up his piss with fucking blood.
Janky Town, Jank, hit the ground, Jank. We can get the janky poppin', that's a sound. Jank, Jank, we make your frown, Jank. Go upside down, Jank. It's getting janky, we the greatest pound for pound. What up, Muggs? Jank. What up, Dave? Jank. What up, Bro? Jank. What up, Janksta? What up, Muggs? Jank. What up, Dave? Jank. What up, Bro? Jank. What up, Janksta? It's getting janky, it's getting janky, it's getting janky. I love it when we jank around. It's getting janky, it's getting janky, it's getting janky. I love it when we jank around. Janky Town.
Yes, this is Janky Town. Normally it's Beer Mug and myself, Dave, the King of Mexico. But today, since Muggs is out, we're lucky enough to be joined by Janksta Andrew, a top-tier Patreon from our Patreon page, which you could find at www.patreon.com/JankyTown. Andrew, thanks again for joining me today, man.
Thanks for having me, Dave. No muggos.
No muggos indeed. Yeah, and if you want to contact us at any time, 855-JANKY69. Do you know where we're at on Twitter and Instagram?
Janky69.
Close enough. Jankytown at Jankytown69. I'll give it to you. But Andrew, I just want to congratulate you and myself and everyone listening. We did it. We survived COVID. COVID is over. Aren't you happy?
Well, it's about time.
I came across this tweet from Charles P. Pierce. And the tweet says, list 5 famous people you've either met or have been within a few feet of, but one is a lie. Then let your friends guess which one they think is a lie. So, Andrew, List 5 people, and I'll try to guess who you may not have been around.
Well, here we go. So I'm going to keep it within the K&B Kevin and Bean cinematic universe here. So
all right, let's do it.
Here we go. All right. So number 1, Kevin. Number 2, Bean. Number 3, Omar. Number 4, Dave. And number 5, Muggos.
Okay. So I know for a fact you were at O'Grady's, so you've been around Muggos and myself. Kevin, you see, you're a big K-Rock fan, so I think you probably ran into Kevin and Bean at either an April Foolishness, a Weenie Roast, or an Acoustic Christmas. Omar doesn't go to those often. He didn't go to those because he was always behind the scenes. So I'm going to go with Omar.
That was a good guess, but that is incorrect, sir.
Oh, damn. Who was it? Who's the correct one?
Yeah, so the correct answer is Bean.
Bean. You never seen Bean? Oh, really? You never been around him? You never talked to him? You never met him?
Nope. Never got a chance to meet Bean. I listened to K-Rock for all those years, and then Funny had always said I wanted to go to an event, wanted to go to a live event, and then Bean announced it was going to be his last day, and then it moved over to, Kevin in the Morning shortly after that, and then I went to the guys' night out at the bicycle, casino thing, and so that was actually the first time I met Kevin and you and Muggos, and
those were a good time,
Omar.
man. Those were a good time.
Those were a blast, and then Omar actually also DJ'd my wedding, so shout out to O as well.
DJ Omar Khan, if you need a wedding DJ or a DJ for a party, DJOmarKhan.com. Yeah, that's it. Yep. Well, Bean, I'll tell you, you didn't miss much. You didn't miss much with him. All right, so let's see, 5 people. I'm gonna go with Bono from U2. Gwen Stefani from No Doubt, Justin Turner from the Los Angeles Dodgers, Johnny Knoxville from Jackass, or Hayley Williams from Paramore. Are you taking notes?
Okay, so yeah, I'm just jotting these down.
What a nerd!
It was Bono, and then it was Gwen. Justin Turner, Johnny Knoxville, and then Hayley from
Paramore.
Hayley from what?
Paramore.
From Paramore. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're obsessed with Paramore.
He's taking
so
notes.
I'm rolling that one out.
Yeah.
And I know you've seen so many of these people through just the Kevin and Bean morning show. So
yeah,
this is extremely tricky.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, I'm gonna go Justin Turner, since I think everyone else has been on the morning show before. So that's my guess, Justin Turner.
Damn, you're right. It was Justin Turner. Bono, yes, we have had Bono on many times. Breakfast with U2. Met him at the Roxy. Gwen Stefani always would come in and bring us cookies. Great. Justin Turner, as big as a Dodger fan as I am, have never been around him. Never met him. Not even been close to him. Johnny Knoxville also came in. And then, of course, Hayley Williams. I stalked her, so yes. No, I'm just kidding. No, she's also come in and met her numerous times out at concerts and stuff like that. So, yeah, so those were 5 people that we have been around and have been near, and then one of them was a lie. Andrew, do you have any questions for me or anything you think the Jankstas want to know from us?
Oh, man. There's so many things, Dave.
Like what, man?
So is it true that Jimmy Kimmel actually gave you your name, the King of Mexico?
He did.
Okay.
Jimmy, when we were out to our lunches before he left, would ask me all these questions, and then he made fun of me for not knowing Spanish. And he goes, "What are you, the fucking King of Mexico?" And then it stuck, which I am so happy for that name, because before then, do you know what my nickname was before that?
It was Half Salad.
It was Half Salad. And I was like, Jesus, that's so stupid. And so then that was how I got my name, Dave, the King of Mexico. And the guys loved it, so it stuck with me ever since.
Awesome. Yeah, so One of the other things that I've always tried to find on the web but haven't been able to is I'm a huge fan of the Armenian comedian. I know Jankstas either hate him or love him, and it could go either way.
Yeah.
But is it true that they actually made a documentary? I think it was like Kimmel, Corolla, and Kevin was on it too. They did a documentary of him, and I don't know. I've been trying to find it, but I've never been able to actually watch it.
Yes, there actually is a documentary on Sam the Armenian comedian, and it is called Born High, the Armenian comedian story. And Adam Carolla's in it, Ralph's in it, Bean. Apparently, no, I doubt Bean was in it. Wow. You know what? I've never seen it, so...
You never saw it, okay.
Nah, I don't care enough. So, anything else? Come on, man.
That's good for now.
You're co-hosting. You need to give me something, buddy. Come on, let's go. Talk to me. Talk to me, my friend. Talk to me. This is your time.
Oh, man.
This is your time. This is your time to shine. Be a part of our podcast, man. Let's go. Anything you want to talk about, anything you want to ask me, let's do it. You got me for an hour. Let's go.
Oh, man. Okay. So there we go. What a favorite band that came in to visit Kevin and Bean?
Poof, there were so many, but one that always sticks in my mind is Blink-182 performing in the K-Rock kitchen back in the Burbank days. It was so freaking loud, and I couldn't believe that Blink-182 was performing, and I believe like Mark was sitting on his amp just playing along in his bass, and Tom was standing up singing, and Travis is in the corner with the drums. That was so much fun, man, and it's still like stuck in my mind because I was the phone op at the time, and it was just sitting there going, it is so loud. I'm just enjoying it like it's Blink playing in the kitchen. That was so awesome. And then also another time is we opened up the K-Rock sound space, and Coldplay. Coldplay was just freaking amazing. But then you had like the Arcade Fire, who were also amazing. There was just so many experiences. And one cool one that the band's not even that big, and many people won't even know about them, but it was cool. They came in to record for like krock.com, and it was a band called Unlocking the Truth. And there's these little 13-year-olds who are just rocking out, and they're like a kid band, and they ruled. And I don't even think I haven't heard them release any music or anything, but at the time, it was really cool just to watch, because there's only like 4 of us in there, and you watching these little kids just play fucking jam out. So yeah, we had but plenty of other people who were awesome, and a lot of people who came through the Kevin and Bean studios and the K-Rock studios. So
yeah, I mean, it's got to be hard to pick one or two. I mean, there's so many experiences over the years.
It's just hard to remember them, It's just like there's so many. Is there anything that stuck out in your mind that you remember like listening on the other side going, wow, if I could be there right now?
The one other live event that I really wish I was at would have been the St. Patty's Day at Casey's in downtown LA.
Yeah.
When shit hit the fan, and there was a lot of those, horn sounds going off. And, Omar was doing the reggaeton horn and just destroying everybody, and I remember Ralph was getting upset. Fun fact, that was the first time that I was actually like the helm of the show. Like I took over for producing, and that was because the producer at the time was out, and I was like, all right, I'm it. So and I remember just getting wasted, Omar getting wasted, Kevin getting drunk, Ralph getting drunk, Lisa was drunk, everybody had a great time. Ralph bought a horse, I think, that time, and Omar got kicked out because he was trying to serve drinks behind the bar. Kevin was just wasted. We were all drunk. They drove us home. The K-Rock promotions team drove us home. I got dropped off. I remember Omar, they then ended up saying that Omar was trying to fight another promo kid. And no, that wasn't true at all. But it was just a mess. And I remember the next day getting a call from our boss, Kevin Weatherby, and being like, what the hell was that? This is why we don't do live events. And no more. That is it. No more. We are done. No more live events. And we didn't have live events for the longest time because of that.
But now Casey's is closed, I guess. I passed by the other day and it looked pretty closed, so that sucks. But it was a fun Irish bar, and man, that was a good time. You know what? Those were always fun, like the live broadcast, because not during the broadcast. The broadcast wasn't that great because it's hard to hear. We're not at a full capacity, so we like kind of got by. But then after, when we were done hanging out with all the listeners and stuff like that, that was the coolest part.
Yeah. I also always loved all the times, I guess it was always on Memorial Day and Labor Day, the Kevin and Bean party machine.
Yeah, those were
always a good time.
And it's funny because the party machine is where we would just play any song that people requested. And first it was all requests, and then we're like, you know what, Omar, we get so many requests, can we just put them all together, like all these favorite songs, and make mixes? So he would make mixes of people's requests, and then we would play them, because we would see the requests that come in, and then he's in the back doing mixes, and then we'd play them like a big chunk at a time. And it was a lot of work, from Kevin taking calls and banking calls and recording calls, to us, taking all the calls behind the scenes, relaying to Omar what he needs after he's done with one recording. And it was a lot of work. Everyone thought like we would just kick up our feet and do nothing and like, oh, we're just playing song after song after song. No, it was a lot of work, and our bosses would always be like, oh, you just want to do that because it's like a day off for you guys. And we're like, hell no. It's one of the busiest days ever, but I'm glad that everybody kind of enjoyed that day, and it always was like the official kickoff to Memorial Day, and that was fun. Andrew, we do a little segment on Jankytown called "What You Watchin'," and I thought I could do that with you because I don't know what the normal person is watching. You're kind of like a normal guy, so I have a little theme song for it. So let me get into it real quick. It's going to be a live one because I don't have it produced yet. But here it goes like this. Bum 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 bum. What you watching? TV. What you watching? TV. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus 2. I'm watching networks. How about you? It's TV. TV. What you watching? TV. What you watching? TV. That's my awesome intro. Come on. Give it up for me, Andrew.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so many programs on TV, and you could never, ever pick one. Do you ever get stuck like that where you're like, I just want to watch a quick show, and then you pop on the TV, and you're like, I have no idea. You're just scrolling through Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, anything. So I think people like to know what other people are watching. What are you watching at the moment?
Well, Dave, what I'm watching right now, I got this from a recommendation from some coworkers and some friends. They say, okay, you got to start watching Succession. And of course, I was like, I cannot subscribe to another service. I've already got the Hulu. I've already got the Netflix. I've already got the Amazon.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go, now get HBO Max as well. But they said, okay, you got to give it a shot. So I got it. I found out the show was produced by Will Ferrell and Adam McKay. I said, okay.
Succession is?
I'm in. Yeah, it is.
Wow. So this was one of the last things they produced before they broke up, huh?
I think this might have been the straw that broke the camel's back.
No, that was Winning Time, but it's okay.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, Winning Time. But which is coming out soon. But
Succession, awesome show. I started watching it, and all of a sudden I see this dude. Is this Macaulay Culkin? And look it up, and no, it's not him. And it turns out his brother is also an actor.
Oh, Kieran Culkin, yeah, come on, he's the good Culkin. Yeah. He's the good Culkin.
No, he's awesome. But yeah, a little about the show. I mean, it centers around this really rich family, absolutely billionaires, just to kind of see the crazy lifestyle that these guys live. They're a family that has a media empire. I think it's based loosely maybe on like Rupert Murdoch and kind of their family. That's a family that owns Fox News, and
Yeah.
also, similarities to just the really rich families throughout history. The Kennedy family, some of the other crazy rich families over the years, and it centers around Logan Roy, who's the patriarch of the family. His health is starting to be on the decline as he's getting older, and he needs to pick one of his kids to be his successor as CEO. Everyone starts to kind of suck up to the dad and kind of plotting as to how they're going to get there, and kind of absolute craziness ensues, and just a few things. I mean, everything from good old-fashioned backstabbing, drug paraphernalia, lots of cursing, and
now we're talking
F-bombs.
Yeah, let's go.
There's a game called Boar on the Floor.
Okay, I
won't go into that, but
okay.
There's a good scene about swallowing your own load.
Oh wow. Okay. I mean, do they do it?
Well, they
try.
They talk about it, and it supposedly happens. And I guess it's not cheating if you swallow your own load.
Oh man.
So, yes.
Oh gee. Okay.
Yes,
what kind of show? What kind of show you? This is a family show, Andrew. What are you watching?
No, it's not family friendly at all. I mean, there's public smear campaigns, bribery, skeletons in the closet all over. I mean, it's a great show. Highly recommend. Dave, are you interested?
Listen, I tried. Everyone, I heard the hype. The funny thing is about Succession is I saw it on like the bus billboards, and I was like, is that a real show? And then it's like on HBO. This is about season 1 when it first premiered. I was like, on HBO, Succession. And it was on after John Oliver, and I was like, oh, what the fuck is this show? Like, this looks stupid. Ignored it. Season 2, somehow, it just blew up. Like, it went nuts, and it became everyone's favorite. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. I got through about 3 episodes of season 1 and gave up. And I rarely give up on shows because it was so slow, Andrew. So slow. I could not do it. And then at the same time, I was watching Billions. And Billions was fast-paced. Like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And so much was happening in Billions. S&M, secret, government parties, rich people. And Billions was so much cooler than Succession that I was like, all right, I'm going to watch Billions. And then I got kind of bored of Billions too and stopped in like season 3 with Damian Lewis. And I was like, oh, okay. So I don't know. And look, I guess, is this because you're a financial wizard now? So you are kind of in that, like, this is kind of your area? Like,
not at all. I mean, it's nowhere near the realm. I mean, this is all kind of entertainment conglomerate and news and politics and just kind of the craziness of the uber elites. I mean, this is
nice. You mentioned it's kind of based on. Is it true? It's kind of based on Rupert Murdoch, or like do you think it is?
I think it's loosely based. I don't think that's my opinion.
Have you ever seen the show that was actually based about Rupert Murdoch? The Loudest Voice?
Which one was that? No, I didn't.
The Loudest Voice on Showtime. It's over now. I forget who played Rupert Murdoch, but he was a big time actor. That was one of the coolest and best shows I think I've ever seen. It was so freaking good. What's his name? He's Russell Crowe, I think damn it. I think it is Russell. But that show, man, it is so freaking good. And you know how, like, just for instance, it kind of shows how you may have hated the guy now that he's dead, right? But Rupert Murdoch was a kind of a genius. So I would recommend, before you even finish Succession, because it was so slow and boring, this one is kind of like based on factual stuff. I would give that a try. It's called The Loudest Voice. It was on Showtime. So do you have Showtime? I'm sure Showtime's on Hulu.
One more thing I'll have to add to it. I'll watch it.
I'm sure it's on Hulu or something. One of the shows that I came across, that kind of the reason why I wanted to bring it up on this topic, is because I started watching. I was looking for something while I was in my Shape House thing, and I was like, I'm on my appointment. I don't know what to watch. I've watched pretty much everything. I started after the After Party, which was great, with Sam Richardson and Ben Schwartz and Tiffany Haddish. That's a funny show. But then I came across this zombie show, and I was like, okay, I like zombie shows. I mean, it's not too scary for me. And it's called All of Us Are Dead. It's a Korean show about these kids who are stuck at school during a zombie apocalypse that breaks out at their school. So, and it's all in Korean. I tried watching it with the English subtitles, and it was damn terrible. So I just turned them off, and I go, let's just hear the Korean, and I'll just read. Which, between this, Parasite, and Squid Games, I think I'm over the not reading part. I think I'm in on reading movies now, because this show is so damn good, and it's cute because it's like a love triangle's happening during the middle of a zombie apocalypse. These kids are still polite when they're being attacked. One gets bitten, and he's like, okay, guys, I'm going to leave you now. I don't want to hurt you, so bye-bye. I'm going to go die now. It's so random, and it's just such a different look at kids and people in a zombie apocalypse in a foreign country. And it's cool because you kind of get their different cultures and stuff like that. So I would highly recommend watching All of Us Are Dead. And
is it meant to be serious or funny?
It's a serious one. It is. Yeah, it's not funny at all. Like, I don't think it's funny. There's some funny parts, but it's pretty action packed too. There's a lot of running and jumping and kicking and fighting zombies. It's like The Walking Dead if it was in a school. So yeah, All of Us Are Dead. And if you have the chance, genius. I know a lot of people hate him. Kanye West one. Did you see that?
No.
You a Kanye West fan?
No.
Then you won't like it. So don't watch it. But if you are, like, I know he's all crazy now and losing it. But genius it's a fascinating look at this guy who knew he was going to be a star and 20 years ago had people following him around with cameras. It's bold. It's bold. Andrew, there's a lot of things that are happening in this world right now. A lot bad. But there's a lot of weird. So that's why we like to check in and ask, what the news? Do you have a story for what the news?
Well, Dave, believe it or not, I certainly do. First off, did you hear about the Finnish cross-country skier at the Olympics?
No, please tell me. Well, what's wrong with the Finnish? Is what the fuck that he's, a cross-country skier? Because who wants to do that?
It doesn't sound fun to me, but I always thought Finland was a cold place. The average temperature during February is 22 degrees Fahrenheit.
That doesn't seem that bad. Freezing. That doesn't seem that bad.
Well, I thought it was cold in LA this week, and what do we
got?
It
was freezing.
In the 50s?
It was freezing, man. But it's different. Like Finland, when it's snowing, it's not that cold. When I go to Colorado, I'm out in like a sweater that I'm wearing right now in like 9-degree weather. And I'm like, it's not that bad. It's cool. It's Colorado. But here, last week, it was you're right, 50, a little wind, and it's just my bones are hurting. Like, I was like, oh, it hurts. All right, so homeboy from Finland, where it's normally 22 degrees. Yep.
Well, only in Beijing, right? Only in the Beijing Games here, 50-kilometer men's cross skiing race. The cross-country skier Remy Lindholm suffers a frozen body part.
All right.
What was it? It was his penis.
Come on, really? Not a thumb, not a hand, not a toe. How do you freeze your penis, dude? How do you freeze your penis?
I've heard of frostbite, and that doesn't seem like it would be a fun place to have some of that.
He got frostbite on his penis, or was it just frozen?
Well,
because frostbite.
Was frozen.
But frostbite is when it burns it, right? Like it's so cold it burns it.
I think so. Although they were asking here, Mr. Lindholm, and believe it or not, what you won't believe is he actually admitted it to the news outlets.
He told everybody.
Yes. If that happened to me, that's something I would keep with me. I probably wouldn't go broadcast that out to everybody.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. What was his name again?
His name was Remy Lindholm.
Okay, Remy. Is he a gold medalist?
No, he wasn't even a medalist. He just competed.
Does it say how far back he finished?
Well, he finished 28th.
Okay, so I'm calling BS on this now. Because homeboy, 28th, right, from Finland. He gets out, he's like, oh, no one's talking to me, everyone's boring. I got it. I got a cool idea that people are going to talk about me for the rest of the Olympics. Because who's the gold medal winner for the cross-country skiing? No one cares. Number 28, Remy Lindhall, right? He has a frozen penis. Let's talk about him. I'm calling BS on this story. What did he say about his frozen penis?
He said that when the body started to warm up after the finish, the pain was unbearable.
I could see that. I mean, think about it. If you're no, but okay. Let me see. We both have penises, Andrew. Has there ever been a point where it got even cold? Because, like, not to get gross or anything, but when our hands are freezing, and I know you've done this. I know every male has done this. When your hands are freezing, don't you just slide them down into your pants, and then you're like, there's a little warm pocket right there.
Yes.
Right? Right? So the fact that I think that's possibly one of the warmest places that homeboy can have on his body, and to say it was frozen and he's the only one? Bullshit. Right?
Well, I don't know. It's possible.
Ugh. News. All right, Andrew, here's one that I got for you, and tell me what you think about this story. All right, Andrew. A Tennessee woman had sex with 9 high school students in exchange for what?
Oh, man. Extra credit.
Extra credit. Wow, you would think, right? Like that. I think boys would be in for it just in general, but extra credit, you're like, all right, I'm down. Like I want to get an A. Getting an A would be great. But no, vape pens. Melissa Blair, 38, was arrested on Tuesday and charged with 18 counts of statutory rape, 4 counts of human trafficking by patronizing prostitution, solicitation of a minor, and forfeiture of personal property. According to the McKean County Sheriff, Joe Guy, there are at least 9 confirmed male victims, with incidents occurring from spring of 2020 to late 2021. This was during the pandemic. This chick was offering vape pens for sex. She was giving students vape pens. Oh, man. Parents have told WTVC that Blair reached out to her victims, all of them who were the ages between 14 and 17, and offered them items such as vape pens in exchange for sex. Dude. Come on, what is wrong with this chick? You can't do that. You can't do that to kids. Dude. Especially kids that young.
That's sad.
Like what a shocker. Blair is banned from school property and now school activities. We are devastated at this point. A mother of one of the victims, who asked to remain anonymous, told the outlet, I cannot in words describe what it feels like to be going through what we're going through right now. It is every emotion that you could imagine, and none of them is happy. Except for the student, right? I'm just saying.
Well, he was happy for a short period of time.
Yeah, you guys.
But, I mean...
Ugh. Okay, Blair is out on a $100,000 bond. That's it? Tuesday night. She is scheduled for arraignment on February 28th. Parents need to talk to their kids to speak up because it's not right. It's just really not right, a resident, Christy Teague, told the station. Boy, that is definitely news. Whew. Did you ever have any hot teachers in school, Andrew?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely had a couple in high school, for sure.
You know what's weird, though, is this happens in every high school, right? There's a rumor. I'm not saying sex happens in every high school, but there's always a rumor of teachers and students hooking up. Do you know anybody that's ever happened to?
Well, I mean, you definitely heard rumors. I mean, I know that our baseball coach definitely... Now, it wasn't during while the person was a student, but later on got married to
But see,
someone.
that's the thing, though. They're like, oh, no, it wasn't while she was a student or he was a student. It was not till after we fell in love. You're like, bro, nah, not even a little bit. So the baseball coach hooked up with a female student or a male student?
Yeah, female, and now they're married.
No.
Yeah.
But what was the age difference? What's the age difference?
Oh, I mean, I probably would have guessed 15 years.
No way.
Yeah.
So did they get married like I'm a freshman in college and then I'm married?
You know, I think it was a few years after she would have graduated.
From high school or college?
Yeah, high school.
Oh, so he waited a little bit.
Yeah, I waited a long time.
I don't
Did you have any stories like that?
Not with a teacher who was in school, but a substitute teacher came in and was like a long sub, and one of my friends ended up dating her. He actually did kind of start seeing her while she was still substituting, but it's weird because she was 23, he was 18 at the time, and still in like it was like towards the end of the school year. He was 18, and then they started going out, like they started hanging out, and then they started dating, and then I lost touch with them. And so I don't know if they've lived happier ever after or not. But it does happen, but not that young. Oh man.
Yeah.
Man, can't believe that hour flew by so fast. But every time we have a Janksta on, we like to do a thing we called 10 Things I Jank About You. And normally, it would be Beer Mug and I asking you questions. But since it's just me, it's going to be 5 things I jank about you. So I'm just going to ask you some quick little questions and just answer right off the top of your head.
Okay.
All right, Andrew. What's the weirdest thing you have ever tasted?
Pig brain.
Ooh, tell me more.
Well, one of my best friends from high school was Taiwanese. And so when we graduated high school, we did a trip back over there to Taiwan. And we went to a night market and wanted to try a bunch of crazy stuff. And so pig brain was probably the craziest.
Oh, what else did you try? The night market seems so cool.
Well, I mean, other stuff was, I mean, you can get it here, but like chicken feet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all kind of disgusting looking, but
did you try any scorpions or any of that?
No, didn't try scorpion. I mean, I've had snake before.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So pig brains, was it good?
You know, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like it's more looking at it, because you look at what looks to be a very tiny looking brain, and it's more kind of the texture of it.
So
if
they just feed you the brain, like it's the whole brain. It's not like cooked or anything. It's just a brain. I mean, I'm sure it's cooked.
You know, it's cooked in like I don't know, it's like a boiled in like a stew type thing, and so it's like, I think it's obviously in boiling water, and so it's hot, but like it looks like a brain.
Oh man. All right, Andrew, have you ever pooped yourself?
Oh boy.
Be honest.
Yes. Funny story. So I was playing golf. At Victoria Park in Carson, and I thought it was a fart. And anyhow, it wasn't like a massive dump, but it was like a shark. And so my friend to this day, one of my best buddies who I go golfing with, said, that was the day Andrew took a risk.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a no, but I'm glad there's so much yes. Andrew, have you ever been in jail?
No.
Okay, good. Don't do it. It's bad. Andrew, what's the worst professional sport, and why is it hockey?
I mean, I don't watch hockey.
Because it's boring. That's why.
Hockey's fun to watch live.
That's what everyone says, but then you go there and you're like, I don't even pay attention to the game.
I love all the other sports. Basketball, baseball, football are my favorite for sure. So I'd say hockey.
All right, Andrew, and the last one: In-N-Out, Five Guys, or Baker's? In-N-Out
all the way.
Oh, you're the worst.
But I have to admit, I finally had a good reason to go out to the IE.
Hell yeah.
And so I had to convince my wife, she was like, we're not driving all the way out there just to go to Baker's. But we were going out there I don't know, it was maybe a month ago or so, 6 weeks ago, and we were visiting a friend, and I said, we got to stop by Baker's because I might not have another chance. And I liked it,
Yeah.
but it wasn't as good as In-N-Out.
You're just buying the hype, man. Baker's is the Big Papa is so much, or the Big Mama or the Big Papa, so much better than In-N-Out, and the fries alone are better. And then you can get a taco there too.
The fries are good.
Yeah, so give Baker's a shot. And while you're in the IE, go to Dutch Brothers. Check it out. It's good too. Andrew, that brings us to the end of this episode of Janky Town. Dude, thanks so much for joining me and filling in for the Muggos. I'm sorry you only got half a jank, so I'm sure we'll see you again in the future in real life or something, and we'll hang out, and I'm sure I'm going to add to the crutch jars sometimes because I caught myself saying a bit, and we're going to have fun in the next meetup, which we might be planning. We might be planning a meetup soon, so just keep your ears out.
I'll be bringing my crutch dollars, so that will definitely go towards the fund.
No, you don't. The guests never play the crutch dollars, just us. We're the ones with the problems, not you guys. So thanks to everyone for listening to this episode of Janky Town. We'll be back next week, hopefully with Muggles. And maybe Andrew will be back. Who knows? All right. Until then, squish!
Squish!